There's growing international backlash against President Trump's tariffs. 11 countries have signed a sweeping trade deal that challenges the president's move. This includes major U.S. allies like Canada, Japan, and Australia. The new pact is a revamped version of the Trans-Pacific Partnership. President Trump withdrew the U.S. from TPP shortly after taking office.
He announced tariffs on steel and aluminum imports yesterday at the White House. He said Canada and Mexico were being exempt, at least for now. For more on this now, we want to bring in CBSN contributor Gabe Lipton. He writes for Signal, a newsletter produced by GZERO Media. And he joins us now. Okay, we have actually a few things to talk about. The tariffs is just one. We'll start with the tariffs. It seems as if that the president is wavering a little bit. Initially, the talk was that the tariffs were meant to target China, and then people said, yeah, but we have two bigger trading partners, Mexico and Canada. What's going to happen to them? And now we're seeing things shift.
Yeah, I mean, the logic of yesterday Trump signed this executive order officially, making it clear that we are indeed putting 25% tariffs on foreign steel, 10% tariffs on foreign aluminum. But as you mentioned, the latest development is that there are going to be exemptions, in particular for Canada and for Mexico. I mean, this sort of undermines both the political and economic logic of this whole thing. The initial idea was this is for national security grounds, but now you're tying it up in the whole NAFTA negotiations, and it sort of undermines this broader idea that you're doing this to protect yourself on national security grounds.
Right.
It also economically doesn't make much sense, because if you're exempting Canada and Mexico, what you're going to eventually do is just push U.S. producers to turn to those countries, the ones that are exempted, to get their steel. I mean, for example, if I were to announce today that I wanted to put tariffs on every U.S. state on eggs, and I exempted Vermont and New Hampshire, everyone would just go buy eggs from Vermont and New Hampshire. So, I mean, this whole thing from start to finish has been a bit up in the air. I mean, the administration has been clear, hasn't had a clear vision of how it's going to roll this out, how it wants to achieve its objectives. To be clear, what even its objectives are, if it's national security, if it's NAFTA, if it's something else. So I think yesterday for me really crystallized this underlying, this broader point that they don't really have a clear vision for what they're trying to get done.
We already mentioned that our partners, our allies are retaliating. How is that going to hurt Americans specifically?
So there are only about 130,000 people, U.S. Employees in the primary steel manufacturing industry. There are about 6.5 million workers in industries that use steel as major inputs. So in the first instance, placing tariffs and pushing up steel prices hurts those producers. The responses from other countries, we don't yet know what there will be. The EU has announced some goods that it's considering putting tariffs on. We don't yet know what China's reaction will be, but that will also be a major hit to U.S. producers, but also U.S. consumers, right? I mean, if you think about the broader implications of retaliation, it's that not only does it hit U.S. workers, but people who are buying goods made in China, goods made in the EU now face higher prices, right?